So the question I'm going to repeat is that, can I take the P exam right after passing the FE electrical and computer exam? A lot of states are now moving in this direction where they are allowing you to take the P exam right after passing the FE exam. So if you want to verify this on your end, you go to nces.org, NCEES, and click on PE exam, right? A lot of you guys over here are obviously interested in the PE power exam. So let us select a state, Florida, for instance, right? And let us select a discipline, electrical and computer PE power, right? So what this says is that FL, Florida, does not require examinees to submit an application prior to registering, right? You must have passed the FE exam and have been verified. So the verification automatically happens in your My NCEES account, not a problem. And basically, long story short, you'll be able to register for the exam, right? Now, there are a whole bunch of states like that. So when you look at California, California is exactly the same. These are called decoupled states in the sense that they just need to have the FE exam taken care of, right? And then you can basically take the PE power exam. Do not submit your application for the licensure until you basically pass the exam. Let's take a look at, let's say, what do we have over here? Michigan, right? So Michigan amended the Public Act 435 allow for direct registration for the engineering exam applicants. They no longer require examinees to submit an application. So long story short, you can take the P power exam right after passing the FE electrical and computer exam. There are a whole bunch of states over here. So let's say New Jersey, for example, right? New Jersey, we actually select electrical and computer. They do not require examinees to submit an application, right? You basically have to have passed the FE exam, and that basically gets the job done. Now, if you look at New York, for example, next door, New York is completely different. New York, the state of New York requires you to apply for the board approval in order to take the exam. And this board approval will require you to actually complete your 4 years of experience, right? Now, even over here, you can be in New York, and if you want your first license to be in New Jersey, you can actually take the exam for New Jersey, right? And after passing your FE exam, the fact of the matter, guys, is that all the states are going to require you to basically meet the experience requirements eventually before you take before they give you the license. So New Jersey, for instance, or Florida, for instance, or California, for instance, Michigan, for instance, Wisconsin, there's a whole list, right? And you can figure it out. What they're doing is that they're like, okay, you pass your FE, you want to knock out the P power exam as well, or the other P exams, any P exam that you're taking, carry the momentum forward, that's fine. But we won't give you the license unless you basically meet the experience requirements. Now, it's, in my opinion, a good idea if your personal and professional circumstances, life circumstances allow you to carry the momentum forward. That's what a lot of my FE electrical and computer exam preparation students do. They work to the FE electrical and computer exam, get it done, and then they take a little bit of a break sometimes, a week, 2 weeks, a month, couple of months sometimes, right? And then they dive into the P power. A lot of them get both FE electrical and P power done in a 12-month period, same calendar year most of the time. And that does not necessarily mean if you have less than 4 years of experience that you'll be able to get the license. It just means that you met the the exam requirements. But it is super helpful because now you just have to complete the experience requirement, right? And that will take its time. You cannot fast track it. But as soon as you're 4 years or 5 years, whatever the requirement is, the thing is that you may have 6 years of experience as well, but of that 6 years, there may only be 4 years of qualified experience, right? For which you're able to find the references for which will basically count towards your state board's requirement. If you're doing non-engineering work, if you're doing admin type of work, they may not qualify. So you may have to have 6 years of experience to qualify for 4 years. But that's a completely different discussion altogether. But the idea is that now imagine you passing your FE electrical and computer exam in 2025, waiting for 4 years forcefully because the board is not allowing you and you are just sticking with that one board, right? And then 4 years down the road, you start getting into the exam preparation mode all over again. You start creating a schedule, you start looking for a exam prep resource, right? You have to learn the calculators again. The exam format might change a couple of times in between those 4 years, right? There could be significant, insignificant changes. The most challenging aspect is that typically as the time goes by, based on my observation, and everyone's scenario may be different, can be different, Based on my personal observation, typically your personal as well as the professional responsibilities, commitments only increase with time, right? So if you have kids, if you have more responsibilities at work, if other folks are, you're responsible for some direct reports and whatnot, and then you're squeezing time out of an already busy schedule to get back into the exam prep mode. So all else being equal, if you're not burned out, if you're not fully exhausted, if you plan properly and pace yourself, it's a good idea to actually take these exams back to back. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. On a weekly basis, I'm creating content for FE Electrical and PE Power exam preparation. I also discuss topics related to electrical engineering with a focus on power systems engineering. If you'd like to learn more about my FE Electrical and PE Power exam preparation programs, please visit my website, studyforfe.com.